A woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word.
Watch what the Lord finna tell her.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Run that back real quick, that phrase. What'd he say?
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the house, but I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
I mean, what does that mean? This is coming directly from the Lord.
Yeah, that means he is not sent to help nobody else that is not part of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's it. And they lost, meaning they were scattered. They lost, which goes into the topic today. Keep going.
Yeah, that's cold.
Directly from the Lord himself. I'm not
Verse
sent.
25.
Yep.
Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs.
Right there. Hold that right there.
Ooh,
It is
cold.
not meat. Look, I can't take. This is for the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? I'm not finna. He called her a dog. He called her a bitch. What does the word bitch mean? It means a wet female dog. A female dog. That's the same thing during that time as you calling. It's not meat to take the children's bread and cast it to bitches. You see what I'm saying? The Lord was an austere man, aggressive man. He didn't have to call her a dog. He wanted to. He said he can't take the children bread, the children of Israel.
Yeah.
But all nations, and it says that the earth mourn when the wicked are in rulership, but when the righteous in rulership, the earth is going to rejoice. The earth is going to be a better place to live on for everybody on earth. When the righteous, when we get in rulership, when the true judges get in rulership, and really all nations are going to be blessed because of the earth is going to be a better place to live. You see what I'm saying? Now this is, get that, what's that other one? Esther 3. This is Joel 3, but like it says, the lost sheep of Israel. I'm going to hold on to that part to break it down for our topic, the scattered Israelites. This is Joel 3 verse 2. It says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. The Lord said he's going to gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's where that World War III going to pop off. That's in the middle of like Iran, around Iran. He said he's going to bring all nations down there. He said, and will plead with them there for all people. It says he gonna plead with them for his people, my people. And the way that the Lord gonna plead with them, he's gonna go to war with them. He not going, could y'all please let them go? No, when the Lord said, I will plead with them for my people,
back to take what's his.
that means he gonna be there going to war with them, destroying them. That's him pleading with them. And it says, for my people, for my heritage, Israel. So who is salvation for? Who's the Lord coming back for? His heritage, Israel. It says, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. We were scattered. It's not that all nations could be saved. It's that the Israelites amongst all these nations could be saved.
What was verse again?
I think verse 8. Yeah.
And Ezra chapter 3 verse 8.
Esther.
Yeah.
Esther chapter 3 verse 8. Yeah.
And Haman said unto King.
Hold that right there. Haman was a Macedonian, which traces to Philip II, which was a Macedonian. Philip II was the father of Alexander the Great. They're Greeks, Macedonians. Alexander the Great, we know the image of him. He's an Edomite. How do we know Alexander the Great is an Edomite? And the people today that come from the Greeks, the Romans, which are the Americans, the rulership class, here are all Edomites, because Alexander the Great goes back to his father Philip II, which was a Macedonian. Haman was a Macedonian, but Haman was also an Agite. Agite that goes back to King Agag. King Agag was the king of the Amalekites. He was an Amalekite, and Amalekite is a grandson of Edom, of Esau, which means that they're all Edomites. That's how you break that down. If you didn't know who the Edomites are today.
So pretty much that's where they started, was who? Alexander?
They started with Esau. Esau had sons. Eventually, he had a grandson, Amalekiah, which are the so-called Jewish people. They come directly from Amalekiah.
Right.
They're Edomites, but they come from Amalek. Amalek had a king, which was an Amalekite called Agag. Agag, Haman is a Agag, meaning he come from King Agag. So if King Agag is an Amalekite and the Amalekite is a Edomite, that means that Haman was an Edomite too, because he comes from Agag. Right. But Haman was a Macedonian. Philip II is a Macedonian, and Alexander the Greek is a Macedonian. They're all Edomites. The Greeks, from the Greeks you get the Romans, which are Edomites. From the Romans you get America, which is Rome all over again. These people are Edomites.
And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
They hate, but what did it say? Is a people, you go, right there. A certain people scatter abroad. That's the point. We always been scattered, man. That's why we were broken down. If we weren't scattered and we was all together, we'd be the most powerful nation on earth. We've been scattered physically and we've been scattered spiritually. That's why we have an evil eye towards our brother. And we warring against each other because we scattered. We're so separate, you know, and destroyed. That's what played a part in destroying us. But they hate us because when we wake up, start to keep our law, statutes, and commandments, the other nations hate us because that means that the Lord is going to be for us. As long as they keep us in sin and we don't keep our law, statutes, and commandments, they can overcome us and keep us in captivity and slavery under them. That's why they got the mark of the beast coming out. They want you to pledge your allegiance for Esau to be your king, so the Lord won't be there for you. And that's why whoever take the mark of the beast is going to be destroyed, because you making Esau your God, not the true Lord. So when the Lord comes back, he's going to have to do away with you. You're going to be, if you're an Israelite, you're going to be reborn in the kingdom as our kids and shit. And you're going to kind of have your head down for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you took the bait, you know? You wasn't the elect. Real quick, go to Matthew 24. Real quick, just to prove what I was saying earlier. This is 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, nor to profess himself to be at all to be a Jew. So when the Greeks was in power, it wasn't lawful for us to call ourselves Jews, to call ourselves Yasharallah, to call ourselves Israelites. It says, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. That means we couldn't say it. So what were we calling ourselves? Greeks. That's why in the scriptures it say, I believe that's Galatians 3, neither Jew nor Greek. Why? Because that Jew and that Greek is the same person. They the same people. They're Israelites. You just got some Israelites that woke up to the point that they're Israelites, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You got some Israelites that still living as Greeks. You see, we couldn't keep the Sabbath days, we couldn't keep the feast, you know, and that's why we call ourselves Gentiles. 1 Corinthians 12 tells you, because we were led by the other nations. So we were acting like them, following their customs, following their lords. So we started to be called Gentiles. You know, 2 Maccabees. Oh man, if I can get to it. I actually think it's 1 Maccabees. Chapter 1. It says, verse 11. In those days went there out Israel, wicked men, right? Out of Israel, right? So we got traitors, man. We got wicked Israelites who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. They were persuading all people, let's make a covenant with the heathen. And this happened with the Native Americans. A lot of them traded their own clans, and they made a contract or a peace treaty with these goddamn Edomites and sold their people off. Same thing when the Negroes went into slavery. You had a lot of Israelite Negroes trading against our own people and selling us into slavery. It says, and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have much sorrow. This device pleased them well, right? The certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So when they start acting and doing after the ordinance of the heathen, guess what they were being called? They were being called by their names, taking their last names. following their holidays and stuff like that. And you got wicked man that's gonna trade on us today. When things get hard for the elect, because we got to go through that tribulation, that's why we got that great reward. Some man gonna be like, nah, this shit too hard, man. Let's go make a deal with Esau. You got camps out here that's selling out to Esau. That's gonna sell out their whole congregation of 800, 1,000 Israelite men. Don't be surprised when you see Israelite men with fringes getting loaded on FEMA camp buses and getting put to death. You're gonna be like, damn, he had fringes on, he was in the truth. He got put to death? Yeah, because a lot of them gonna sell out, man. Things are gonna get too hard, just like with Judas Iscariot. Out of fear. Things are gonna get hard and they're gonna be like, man, let's go make a deal with Esau. Look, I'll tell you where those GMS boys at. We not officially a part of GMS, but that's where we get our teachings from. I'll tell you where those GMS boys at if y'all just give us some food. Or just don't take us, just don't kill us. Because they ain't gonna really want to be martyrs. Don't kill us. We'll tell you where they at. You're gonna have traitors like that, just like we read.
Because at the time, that's how it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like, oh man, look how everything going. And like that's how people gonna fall out of their belief of the truth, because you know people gonna be wanting instant salvation. So when they get to seeing, you know what I'm saying, people in fringes that they know that's been in the truth for years and they falling out of the truth and they getting killed, you know what I'm saying, and people get to starving and stuff like that. You know, people gonna choose right then and there, like they gonna choose what side they gonna want to be on.
Yeah, and it's in Matthew 24. That's the spirit. Yeah. We about to read about that. And then, just like you got camp leaders telling their people to go take the job, the congregation to take the job. He's selling them out. We know that's Esau's agenda. He giving out millions of dollars, giving out trucks, sports cars. If you take the job, you got a chance to win. We clearly know that's his agenda. They making this thing sound like it's the worst thing in the world. Me and both this brother right here, we both have been out the places around many people. Ain't got no worry about no goddamn COVID, man. They making it seem something big because they want everybody to take that job.
2 years now.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I ain't had one symptom. I ain't saying that it ain't true. I'm just saying that
it's not what it is.
Yeah, it's not what they making it.
They just want everybody to take that job, but you gonna tell your congregation to go ahead and take it because they scared of losing the nursing job? He's selling off his people. He making a covenant with the heathen, just like we're reading. I'm finna finish off right here, jumping down to verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Don't that sound like America? And everyone should leave his law, so leave the law, statutes, commandments. So all the heathen agreed. Of course they do. Just like all the heathen is agreeing to take the job. It says, according to the commandment of the king, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. See that? And sacrificed to idols and profaned the Sabbath day. And we know what happens to us when we sin against the Lord and not follow the law, statutes, commandments. Deuteronomy 28, starting at verse 15. We get the curses for us. And it's sad. There are people fall for that shit every single time. Let me jump one more, because the spirit on me. When the spirit on you, you kind of just got to go. If I could remember this one, I believe it's 2 Maccabees chapter 9. No, it's not. I got to find it. But keep going on that Maccabees 24. Verse 5.
Matthew 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear the wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Con, my bad, because I don't want to stop the scripture, but this is right off the top of my head. I lost it, and it just came back, so I want to get it. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 9, verse 1. It says, about that time came Antiochus with dishonor all of the country of Persia. So we talking about King Antiochus, right? Now, if you jump down to verse 11, it says, here therefore being plagued, because the Lord plagued them where with the bowels, he kept shitting on himself, and it had an unbearable smell, and he couldn't get rid of it. That's what the Lord plagued him with. It says, he began to leave off his great pride. So even King Antiochus started putting off his great pride after the Lord plagued him. It says, and to come to the knowledge of himself being scourged by God, his pain increasingly every moment, and when he himself could not abide his own smell, he couldn't even stand his own smell. It says, he said these words, It is meet to be subject unto God, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as if he were God. So there he is. He put the commandments out, everybody to be one people, lead a law, statutes, and commandments, and follow after the heathens and do wicked things. But at the end, when he got plagued by the Lord, he said, look, it's meet for man to be in subjection to God, meaning to follow the Lord, law, statutes, and commandments, because he couldn't even take his own smell. So that's how great a power the Lord is. He made this king at the time, this great king, bow down. Said he started to let off his pride. So it don't matter how big, how bad, how tough, how many drugs, what rank you is in the gang, no matter how bad or big you think you is, the Lord can make your ass bow down. You better believe it. King David, or today King David in Chicago, did the Lord make him bow down? He's king over a whole nation. People still to this day, and all in cities all around the world putting stuff on King David. On King David, folks. The Lord made his ass bow down. Took King Saul out in the Bible. He was the king, first king of Israel. The Lord took his ass out. So it's better for man to be in subject to God. Don't think of yourself to be so tough, man. The Lord will make you pay for it. He'll make you feel it. Keep going. Start it back from that verse 5.
Okay, verse 5, chapter 24, Matthew. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Hold it right there. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. We read about that in Joel 3 and 2. The Lord gonna bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. World War III, whoa. We seeing that, I believe that's Revelation chapter 10. It tells you about the World War 10. World War III, Revelation chapter 10. And we hearing about wars and rumors of war. Look what's going on over there in Afghanistan. Israel versus Iran. China in a trade war with America. Russia finna go to war with America. We seeing that. So we know we towards the end times.
All these things are beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
What was we just talking about? Write that down. It says they should deliver you up to be afflicted.
We were just talking about how, your own people gonna trade on you, to save themselves. Because they're gonna be scared of what they see, and it's gonna deter their faith away, because everybody's gonna be looking for instant salvation. But like the scriptures say, those who endure to the end shall be saved.
The same chapter 2. Keep going.
Hold on. All these things are beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Like he said, he that endured to the end, man. You got to stay in this truth. You got to put up that good fight. Like we read in 2 Timothy verse 4, you got to put up that good fight, man. You got to keep the faith to the end. I have kept the faith. But like it says, many should be offended, and the love of many should wax cold. So when you got love right now, those same people gonna wax cold, man, when they ain't got no food. Imagine the whole city, no food, no power, no water. They ain't got no water, all the food went bad, they're still on the shelves.
And you got people knocking on your doors, because they gonna keep a documented file of everybody who done been jabbed. And so the ones that haven't been jabbed, you're gonna have people coming knocking at your doors, and you might be going somewhere doing whatever, your wife or whoever might be there, and they trying to convince them that this is for the better. Where is he? Get them to take it. Get them to turn on you.
Parents and shit don't want one of their children to get in trouble, so they deliver you up because they coming. Where's this person at? We finna take him. We leave him if you tell us where he at. People delivering you up because they don't really like you, because you don't keep holidays no more. You in this truth.
I've been trying to tell him. I think he lost his mind. He been talking about such and such this and such that.
You see what I'm saying? See how they acted when wasn't no more tissue, when the pandemic first happened? Motherfuckers was bugging out for tissue. So imagine when there ain't no food, man. They gonna be delivering you up. They got certain FEMA camps where you could come and get food, but in order to get in this FEMA camp and get food, water, and shelter, you gotta take the jab and take the chip.
Or have proof that you did.
You see what I'm saying? People gonna be, don't be surprised when you see a lot of people you know in that line to take the jab, take the chip, so they can get some food and water.
It's not a coincidence that Bill Gates is buying up all the farms that he can get his hands on.
Yeah. So he can have control over everything. You ain't gonna be able to, like right now, go get you some land and buy. He buying up all the goddamn land and everything. So you can't buy it. It's gonna be hard times, man. And they gonna be delivering you up. Says the love of many shall wax cold. They gonna be telling. They gonna be going to those FEMA camps like, yeah, I'll tell you what you need to know. Get a cigarette, sit down at the table, kind of tap the cigarette twice on the table to get the ashes off, put it in a mouth with a Big Mac burger. They gonna be like, so you wanna know where Quanah at? they gonna be like, so
You catch him on Jefferson probably right now.
they gonna be like, so where he at? Quanah? Where he be teaching that stuff? I know I used to see them at Jefferson Corner. You know? You see what I'm saying? They gonna be snitching. This is real. This is real, man. They gonna be snitching. They gonna be delivering you up to be afflicted. But that's why we gotta stack up that spiritual bait so we can call on the Lord to help us. So when they do come for us, when they find out where we at, the angel could protect us. Lead us away. Give us a sign. The angel could come out just like he did with Lot and tell you, look, flee from here. They finna come. They 10 blocks away. Get your stuff, leave. Don't turn back. Remember Lot's wife. The angel could do that. Could pop up out of nowhere. He could write it on the wall. You just see, you look up and you see writing. You just got out the shower and you see writing on the window or on your glass from the mist, and it says leave now.
I think I'm not gonna leave now. I know I ain't put that on there.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta know what times we coming into. Keep going, but I'm gonna have you. But it says those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So we gotta go through this, man. What did the brother say earlier in the camp? He said it's gonna be hard. Yeah, we gotta endure through all that, being delivered up, snitched on. They gonna probably say that we're terrorists because we keep the law, statutes, commandments. We read it in Esther 8. A certain people keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That made the king hate them because they was keeping their own law, statutes, commandments. So it's gonna happen to us too. Jump to verse 27. Finish up. Chapter 27, verse 27.
Matthew 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man in heaven.
Yeah, the powers of the heaven, these nations, these kings that's sitting on the top, Psalms 149, they gonna be shaking, man, when these things start to happen. Damn, we thought we was gonna complete our new world order. The brother got a whole video where he broke down that the Lord gonna catch them slipping. You see what I'm saying? Then they gonna be shaking. The powers of heaven, they gonna be, because they on a heaven, meaning that they in rulership right now. So the powers of this rulership gonna be shaking. They going, damn, it's going down? Yeah, it's time. They know that it's coming, but it's one thing knowing that something's coming and actually seeing it. Just like the Lord, he knew that he was gonna be crucified from the very beginning. But when it actually became that time, he was kind of shaking. Still went through it for us.
And then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
So this talking about the Lord coming. This is how the Lord is going to come back. It's literally telling you how he's going to come back. So is there a rapture before tribulation? No, because you got to wait till the Lord to come back to be raptured and be saved. It's finna explain that. Matthew 24, and it says he come with great power. Why is the Lord coming back with great power if he's just going to save everybody? He come back with great power because he's coming to go to war. The Lord is a man of war. The angels, that's the great power, mighty angels to go to war. Unless you got something to say.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
All right, hold it right there. Just right there. So, like you said, it should gather his elect. We were scattered to wrap it and bring it all home. That's the last one to bring it all back home. It says he should gather his elect. How is he going to do it? Just told you. He's going to send his angels, chariots. They're going to gather the elect wherever they've been scattered. So to bring it all home, it's not that all nations could be saved. It's that the elect that's been scattered of Israel's seed could be saved. Just like it said in Deuteronomy 30. It's for the elect. But you have to be an Israelite. You have to come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because that's where the promise was given to be saved. And he's going to send his angels to do it. So wherever that affliction come, being delivered up, they could snitch on you, found out where you at, and be coming in with AR-15s gonna put you to death, and the Lord can send an angel and say, and deliver you and beam you up. Right when they kicking down the door, boom, we got him. You being translated into a chariot. But like we read in 2 Timothy chapter 4, you gotta keep the faith. So with that, we're going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom. We're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. Keep the faith.